let's get going. But yeah, it is quite warm today, so I may not have the webcam on the entire stream because I may need to just not have the lights and like put away the green screen behind me, because that actually does trap some heat because it's basically a giant curtain. And I can't have the window in here open whilst I'm streaming because I am loud and outside is loud. So either outside hears me or we hear outside. Neither of which is great for socially awkward fucks like me. But this is the first stream with a new webcam that literally arrived today. So it seems better in almost everything. I'm still, as with my other Logitech webcam, I'm probably going to be battling over exposure for a bit, because my lights bleed me out so much. I'm just going to look like a ghost, like the whole time. Like this is white, like that's pure brilliant white, but my skin does not look that different from that in a lot of spots. And fair enough, I'm pasty. I ain't that pasty. Anyway, video games. We last time we unlocked the Ruby Sea, which is the region that we're currently in. I haven't really done anything else here since we streamed the other day. What I have done, however, is a little bit of leveling. So I am very much so nearly done leveling Paladin up to 80, and then I get to focus on Gunbreaker for my daily roulettes. But we're doing Samurai for the MSQ at the moment. I managed to get my Red Mage up to 60 earlier today, but I couldn't get it up high enough for us to do the Stormblood MSQ with yet. But I will hopefully have that sorted a little bit down the line. I'm also now on to... Hold on. There we go. I'm now on to the Anima Light Grind stage for my Black Mage and their relic, and then we'll be continuing with the Warrior relic, which I'm still just clearing the first set of dungeons for, but I'm going to need a lot more Tombstones of Poetics anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to do the Samurai and Red Mage job quests up to level 60, because I still need to do those. So I'm pressing all the wrong buttons because I want to rip my skin off. But yeah, we're gonna start with Samurai, then we'll do Red Mage. I have no idea how long the 50 to 60 quests take for them. I imagine it's not going to be too long, but I just don't know. I think I need to go to the... Wasn't it near the Gladiators Guild? I want to say that it is. Yeah, it is. It's behind the Gladiators Guild. Hello, Musosai. It's been a while since we've done, since we unlocked Samurai. So let's get going. Ah, yes. In your gaze I see the stirrings of a newborn samurai. This plain stone has already bequeathed some of its memory unto you. Yet having the memories is one thing, mastering them quite another. We shall see how well you fare against me. Prepare yourself, young samurai. We begin as soon as you are ready. Of course, I've already leveled up to nearly 64, but he doesn't know that. Gather round and bear witness, for another brave challenger has appeared. Next to face Musosai, Swordmaster of the Far East, we have an itinerant adventurer. Hold it right there. No one gets to take down the old bastard except me. Beroald the last standing, Scourge of the Sands. You made a fool of me earlier, but this time there'll be no tricks. This time I fight with my own sword, not that pathetic excuse for a needle you handed me. What's this? Boneheaded Beroald, who was so roundly trounced but moments ago, has invaded the Blood Sands. For those who came in late, he's the disgraced gladiator who was cast out of the Colosseum for, and I'd paraphrase, being an all-around odious brute. The rules were plain, and you agreed to them. There were no tricks. Shut your mouth and fight me again! Such eagerness for blood. The warriors of this land are as naked blades. Get you next time! And with that distraction out of the way, we may continue where we left off. I'ma fight you with a wooden sword, old man. Is he gonna do anything? I really need to remember that I can use whatever this is. Meikyo Shisu. Yeah, I haven't played Samurai anymore since we streamed a couple of days ago, so I really don't actually remember the combat all that well. To draw forth such strength from the stone in so short a time, you are no ordinary woman. As promised, I shall bestow upon you the rarest of Hingan treasures, training in the way of the samurai. What's the matter? Our techniques are not found in this land, hence their great worth. As my pupil, you would train under my watchful eye and learn even the most puissant of my techniques. Why, you lying bastard! All that fighting and there wasn't even any coin in it! What's this? Boneheaded Berowald's back, and this time he's brought friends. This man doesn't know when to give up. You got a problem? Come down here and say it. At no point was it said the treasure is an object, let alone coin. Besides, winning it was well beyond you. Shut the hells up. This time I'll show you my true strength. Your strength lies in numbers, 'twould seem. Very well, if you insist on another trouncing, then so be it. But know that this time 'tis not I who will deal it, but my pupil. Having seen your potential firsthand, he and his ilk ought not pose you any trouble. Okay. Whoever she is, take care of her too. Okay, who am I fighting first? I know I could be using them to build my stances to get whatever the next Bushido was. But it's not really a concern. Can you just die already? I like that they've tried to give the fight actual mechanics, but it really just too easy. Now he's going straight for Musosai, but can't even hit. Oh! He did 1 damage. Forgive me. I know it was wrong to force that fight upon you, and yet I find I do not regret having done so, for it has reaffirmed beyond any doubt the promise I had glimpsed in you. Long did I search in my native land for a pupil, but I found none fit to be a vessel for my knowledge. The problem, I concluded, lay in my people's way of thinking, the zeal for which they uphold tradition to the detriment of all else. So it was that I set forth to a new land, this Eorzean. I placed myself in the midst of your most able swordsmen, offering myself up as a spectacle in hopes of finding a worthy soul. And find her I did, in you. Now I realize how all this may appear. To you, I could be but a strange old fool spouting nonsense, but I am well past caring about appearances. I speak with all earnesty when I say that there is none other into whom I would pour my knowledge. And so I ask you, will you consent to being my pupil? Words cannot well express my joy. From this moment on, we are master and student. Now then, I would know your name. By what are you called? After. 'Tis a fine name. Without further ado, we shall commence your training. Pray, join me at the nearby tavern, the Slick Hand. The Slick Hand, not the Quicksand. Because he doesn't quite get the language. I shall begin at the very beginning. In the distant past, Hingashi underwent a period of strife, during which numerous opposing factions vied for supremacy. The Age of Blood. In this age, full many took to battle with katana in hand, and in the crucible of war our art was forged. The way of the samurai. Eventually, the realm was unified under one banner, and peace reigned once more. The people set aside their katana, save for we samurai, who continue to wield it as a symbol of authority. And with that authority comes a grave responsibility, protecting the peace. To ensure that the Age of Blood is never repeated, we samurai seek out the wicked and bring them to account. In so doing, we ward off chaos and preserve order in the realm. Such is our calling. Hingashi, or Eorzean, it matters not where we are. This calling guides us always. To that end, we shall journey the land, you and I, on a quest to right wrongs. As one who has grasped the foundation of our art, it is your surest path to mastery. Our efforts begin in this very city. I shall cast about for evil that has taken root here. Then we may proceed to excise it. Wow now, that certainly got exciting quick. But with some even quicker thinking, I managed to set up a wager and turn a tidy profit. Mhigo, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Thanks to you, I have found my pupil at long last. I pray that you will live comfortably with your winnings. Actually, I had a mind to join you. Wherever you go, I sense coin will follow. And besides, seems you're planning to root out evil in our fair city. If so, you do well to have me along. With my connections, I can procure the information you'd like to need. And then there's the small matter of your complete and utter lack of knowledge of Eorzean. There's that, indeed. Had fate not seen fit to unite us, I never would have found my way here from Festa Bay. And I wouldn't be standing here breathing. If anyone owes anything, it's me. You saved me from them cutthroat bandits who tried recruiting them for the Colosseum. Terribly reckless in hindsight. As for you, my friend, to be marked out by old Musosai himself, you must be made of uncommon stuff indeed. Not to put the pressure on, but I have the highest hopes of you. And here we are then. I shall undertake my search with Mhigo's help. Until such time as there are developments, pray, continue honing your newfound skills. Dang.
Ah, 'tis good to see you again, and stronger for your tireless training. Now then, within the sand-blasted walls of this city, we have identified an evil that wants for excising, an unscrupulous moneylender who preys upon the poor. This I learned by plying a certain businessman with coin. Apparently, the crook in question's been doing his rounds at stone's throw. He charges exorbitant rates on the meagerest sums, and those unable to return it in full are forced into slavery. This is no man, but a leech that feeds off the least fortunate among us. Such evil cannot be suffered. Let us head to the shanty town Storm's Blow and speak with the denizens.
What's the best? I think it's just leaving. Just going out this gate.
Sure, I can tell you about the moneylender. I was played for a fool myself, and I've only got myself to blame. Fool me once, shame on me. That's just how it works here. Aye, I was stupid enough to get a loan, and now I'm working it off till Thal knows when. I'm one of the luckier ones. My heart goes out to the lass yonder who's about to be sold on account of the medicine she bought her sick father. That moneylender bastard. He's a swindler is what he is. Pretends he's your best friend, acting like he cares. But then when you can't cough up the coin, he shows his true colours. Seems I was too kind earlier. This man is no leech, he is the stain that night soil leaves behind. Let us seek out this downtrodden damsel who sought only to do right by her father. I shall find Momozigo and join you presently. Aye, you heard right. Dad needed medicine bad, so we borrowed a handful of coins. But before we knew it, a handful became a chestful, and now I'm having to work to pay it back. But the interest grows faster than I can work, and the moneylender's threatening to sell me off to a client. If that happens, no one will be left to look after Da. I don't know what to do anymore. Her own happiness is on the line, but she still worries for her father. Oh, this moneylender has it coming to him. Mr. Phillip, don't sell me, please. I'll work harder, I swear it. Just don't take me away. Madar, he needs looking after. Is that supposed to move me? If anything, you should be thankful. I'm offering you a chance to earn money without any effort. You need only lie on your back. Now come quietly. Hold it right there, villain. If you try to take that girl away, you have to answer to these samurai here. No, not who you are, but this is a legitimate business transaction, and certainly none of your concern. However, if you insist on threatening my person, I'll not hesitate to summon the brass blades. Pray, forgive us our indiscretion, my lord. As you say, it is none of our concern. After, put up your katana. What are you doing, Musosai? Or should I say not doing? I thought the idea was to punish evil. Now is not the time to draw steel. Doing so would have only worsened the situation. We must be patient and wait the right moment. Besides, I suspect there's more to the operation than this Phillip alone. If we give him a line, he will surely lead us to his accomplices. Come, Let us follow him.
How far did he go?
Ah, not too far. It appears our man is meeting someone. Ah, speak of the devil. Even with the rags displaying she's a beauty, yeah? Trust she'll serve to stay in your good graces. Oh, you've outdone yourself this time. Yes, she will serve very well. Very well indeed. You may continue to conduct your business freely. She's being used to bribe a brass blade, and a commanding officer at that. Damn that scoundrel. Now we know why this villain was able to operate in plain sight, unmolested by the law. The time has come to draw steel.
Don't fucking stun me. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Thank you. Thank you so much. You did well, but remember, katana is not meant to be drawn blindly. Within its sheath you must let it rest, steeping in power, until the time is ripe to strike. Such is the way of the samurai. What have you done, Momozigo? Musose, wait! He's my friend and he's here to help. He is not the enemy. Oh, not at all, good sir. Long story short, we've been trying to find decisive evidence linking the moneylender Philip to one of our officers. And thanks to your timely intervention, we've done just that. His involvement in this racket is a stain upon our honour, which is admittedly far from squeaky clean. But know that there are many honest brass blades still. Good men and women who strive to serve the public trust. If you hadn't appeared, God knows where I might have ended up. I don't know how to thank you. Think nothing of it. The work is its own reward. Now hurry back to your da and put his mind at ease. Pray, allow me to thank you also. With your help, we succeeded in catching slippery crooks who had long eluded us. Rest assured, we shall see to the rest. By your leave. For a moment, I thought you had given us up to the enemy. Next time, I would thank you to share your plans. Have a little faith, will you? Thanks to my spontaneity, we managed to wrap this up in a nice little package. Fufu Lupa, he and I go back a long way. Fellows as honest as they come. I do not doubt it. Now then, our work here is done. One fewer evil afflicts the realm. Let us move on to wherever the wind would blow. And the wind blows, 'twould seem, to the sea. Momozigo, pray, take the lead. Right, this way, friends. We're going to Limsa Laminsa. Okay, so he doesn't have, like, a set quest location that I have to keep going back to. He's just making his way around all of Eorzea. Bah. It is fucking warm, my guy. Such a vibrant port city, brimming with people of all races and creeds. Mayhap one day Hingashi too will learn to open its arms to the world. Now then, as before, Momozigo and I shall seek out evil and injustice in this place. Pray, use the time to further hone your skills in our art, that you might stand ready.
I'm ready.
Your katana has come to sit well at your hip. 'Tis plain your experience exercising evil has matured you as a samurai. I've had an eventful time in this salt-kissed city. In the course of seeking evil, I came under the suspicion of the local peacekeepers, the Mellow Packets. A serial killer has been terrorizing these parts, 'twould seem, whose weapon of choice is an uncommonly sharp blade, one not unlike ours, and so I found myself confronted and questioned. Thanks to Momozigo's testimony, however, the pall of suspicion was quickly lifted. Not only that, but we were even permitted to examine the victim's wounds. There can be no doubt they were inflicted by a katana. The killer may well be a samurai, yet a true samurai does not take life without just cause. Murder is heinous in its own right. Committing it with our noble weapon compounds the crime. Such evil cannot be suffered. So there you have it. We're going after a serial killer. I must say, I'm morbidly excited. Let's begin by talking to people in Hawker's Alley. I mean, I guess I need to go to Hawker's Alley anyway, because I need to deal with my retainers. Ooh. Ah! Okay, that might be worth keeping a hold of for glam, because it's something that a Viera can actually wear. Which is rare. And a stove for my house. I actually already have one, but I'll take it, I guess. Bainsing. Recent murders. Gruesome business, that. And it seems no one's safe neither. Well, even a traveller got himself sliced up, the unlucky sod. What sort of sick bastard would do a thing like that? Killer makes Quikuen dead. Makes Kyoko Rune afraid. Awfully afraid. QQ Rune shake. Shaky wake all night. Brr. Serial killings. Oh, don't get me started. We all of us here have been on edge. One of the victims was a regular of mine, Navigator rest his soul, and I pray the culprit is caught soon. Patron, a traveller, and a quick earn. The victims do not seem to have anything in common. However, the circumstances of their deaths are strikingly similar. They all vanished in the vicinity of the docks before later turning up as corpses. The killer, it seems to me, targets those who happen to pass along the landing. It's completely random then. A frightening thought. But now that we know this, what do we do next? We set up a trap. Lure the killer out by walking around the area in question in the black of night. When he emerges from the shadows, we apprehend him. Ah, a solid plan. So who's the lucky one who gets to be the bait? Wait, what? Why me? Though the victims have naught in common, it must be noted that none of them were armed. In other words, the killer preyed on the defenseless. With our katana on our hips, after an eye shan't make enticing bait. Conversely, were we to forego our weapons, we would be ill-equipped to subdue the villain. And so it falls to you. Take heart, my friend. Both of us shall be close on hand, ready to pounce ere you may come to harm. Now then, let us go to the docks. I am fucking up all kinds of words. But that's what we get from an after work stream. And I did not sleep well last night. It is time. Let us set the trap. But this is right outside the Rogues Guild. Ah, it's him! That blade. By the Kami Momozigo, that scream was loud enough to wake the dead. Small wonder the villain fled with such haste. It wasn't intentional. What's done is done. Besides, our mission was not entirely without fruit. The killer's blade, it is known to me. Some while ago, a wealthy merchant of this land came to Kugane, a port of Hingashi. The man had a fetish for blades and proceeded to buy up the finest he could. I chanced to inspect the wares at one of many swordsmiths this merchant visited, and noted a unique katana marked for delivery to his ship. The self-same katana the killer wields. Furthermore, according to the shopkeeper, the merchant was a laughabell. A wealthy Lalafellan merchant. Well, in this area that's Gegarutu, whom I once entertained with a dance troupe. But for all his vices, he didn't strike me as a serial killing sort. Be that as it may, this is our sole lead for now. Where do we find this man? His resort in Costa del Sol, most like. I'm doubtful he's the one we're after. Gegarutu. What the fuck you been doing? Who dares disturb my slumber? Oh, if it isn't the resourceful and supremely forgiving adventurer. I see you've brought company today, and of the Far Eastern persuasion besides. How very exotic. But come, what is it you wish of me? Truly now? Yours truly a suspect in the serial killings? But of course it's a mistake, and no mistake about it. However, I do have an inkling as to who the culprit might be. Garumi Borlumi. He's your man. He's made his fortune in trade and indulges in extreme excesses, which, coming from me, is saying something. But most relevant to your investigation is the fact that he's obsessed with all things Far Eastern and owns an extensive collection of katana. Why, just the other day at a social gathering, he was bragging on about one such weapon as though it was his firstborn. When he said that he wanted to feel what it's like to cut a man down, we all had a good chuckle, assuming he was speaking in jest. The man did always strike me as touched. But to think that he would actually go and do the deed? To kill simply to satisfy his own twisted urges. This is no man, but a fiend in a man's skin. Master Gegaruju, we were wrong to suspect you, and humbly beg your forgiveness. Will you tell us where to find this depraved creature? On his ship, where he lives. It's at anchor nearby for now, but I should warn you that he recently mentioned wanting a change of scenery. A ship. It's going to be tough to sneak aboard, but if we miss this chance, who knows when there'll be another. Ho ho ho! Thank your lucky stars. For it just so happens I've received an invitation for Gurumi Borlumi to attend a banquet aboard his, and I quote, vessel of myriad pleasures. You may have it. A small token of my remorse to you, my dear adventurer. Show it to the man's retainer at the pier, and you'll be shown to his ship. And you, showmaster, I will lend you my garb. Disguised as your truly, none shall raise an eyebrow were you to have bodyguards in your company. And with that, I bid you success. Gurumi Borlumi is a troublesome business rival, and I shan't shed a tear at his demise. We are grateful. Without further ado then, let us assume our roles and head to the pier. Why do I have a terrible feeling about this? Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna make the executive decision. No webcam. Give me just a sec. Okay, that should work to help things be a bit more temperate. No more green screen, and I've just basically thrown a bucket of water over myself so the fan's got something to work against. Master Gegaruju and company, you do us a great honor. The invitation, if I may. Okay, there we go. All appears in order? Thank you kindly. If you would care to step aboard, we shall cast off presently. Let's do it! It is legitimately, like, immediately so much cooler for having turned the lights off and put the green screen away. Oh god.
I like the fact that he just has a cherry blossom inside his boat. Your dedication to your passion is beyond impressive, my lord. Would that we all had your fine taste. Come now, we've scarcely scratched the surface. Save some wonderment for my prized katana. Ah, Master Gegaruju. Always a pleasure. I say, are those samurai I see beside you? A commendable first effort, my lord, but they pale in comparison to my katana collection. You would flaunt the blades you use to cut down innocents? Twisted fiend, your reign of terror ends here. You are not Gegaruju, are you? And yet I would swear we've met. Damn right we've met. I'm the would-be prey who screamed his lungs out. Ah, yes, from the other night. You see, 'tis well and good to admire a blade upon a stand, but its true place is in one's hand. This I discovered to my sheerest ecstasy. The law is too good for the likes of you. You shall face the selfsame end you visited upon innocence. Not only do you sneak uninvited into a private gathering, you make violent threats against an upstanding citizen? Seems I have no choice but to summon the guards. Now, let us step above and pray. Put on a good show. I have a reputation as a host to uphold. Isn't that a Nue? It would make sense that you'd have one of them, I guess. And more cherry blossoms. I steer green. Koi! Time to work for your keep. A samurai with a cowboy hat. That katana looks a lot like Musosai. That is no way to hold a katana. You are no true samurai. Bah, like there's a difference. Samurai's just a swordsman who fights with a katana, and this champion gladiator is going to show you how it's done. You heard that after? The difference is lost on this man. We must free him from his ignorance. Hold it. I have a mind to savour this. We shall save you for last. Let us warm the deck with an opening act. Of course he is shinobi. For now, we enjoy the spectacle. I too shall observe. You alone are more than enough for these false shinobi. Have at her! Kirusutse! That's Japanese that I am probably butchering because I don't know what that word is.
Fucking die. You're tough, I'll give you that. How you fare against these? Tis a fiend who resorts to using a fiend. Oh, it's a Venara, not a Nue. You can easily anticipate and evade its attacks. Can I? Is it just the fact because he doesn't have cast bars? He just stops doing anything for a minute and then does an AoE. Time to unleash the samurai. Okay, he is actually fucking me up. I need to remember to use bloodletting or bloodbath. Keep fun. We give chase, but not in this instance. That is as far as you go. Who are you? I am Musosai. Besides me is my pupil. We seek out the wicked and exact justice upon them. Musosai, the legendary swordsmen whose tales I heard in Kugane. Small wonder my guards didn't stand a chance. But even legends bleed, and with my transcendent katana, I'm more than a match for you. Come, this blade shall drink deep of your lifeblood. Unrepentant fiend, you belong not in jail, but in hell. Say your prayers to whatever kami you keep. You needn't befoul your blade with scum such as this. We have accomplished our goal of excising evil, and for that I am glad. But this outing leaves much to be desired for your training. For you see, a samurai learns best when he faces a fellow samurai of equal skill. Alas, they are hard to come by in this land, and a pretender such as that whom you faced is no substitute. Whew, we did it. Pats on the back for everyone, especially me. Now, what's this about you being a legend back at home? 'Tis ancient history. Whatever I may have been in the past, now I am but as you see me, an old man long past his prime. Well done, my friends. You've rid us of a depraved monster. His was a brutal end, but it was no more than he deserved. Justice well served indeed. Rest assured this mess will be cleaned up, and as they say, what happens in Del Sol stays in Del Sol. We're in your debt, my lord. Our work here is done. One fewer evil afflicts. Ugh. Musosai, are you alright? Worry not. I shall be fine. My endurance is not as it once was, is all. Come, my friends. Let us move on to wherever the wind should blow. Let me guess. Gridania. And the wind blows, 'twould seem, to the forest. Momozigo, pray, lead on. The forest? You mean Gridania? Oh, dear. I mean, of course. Right this way. Gridania. Okay, and he's near the airship landing by the look of it. I suppose that shouldn't be surprising. He's been by the Adventurers Guild in every city. A nation at one with the forest. Simply being here is a salve for the soul. Yet even amidst such seeming serenity, untold wickedness may lurk. Until such time as we find it, pray, continue applying yourself to our art. Right then, I'll go about making inquiries at once. Why is he so scared? After, by the strength of your aura, you've certainly kept at your training. And in discharging the duty of a samurai in 2 cities now, you're slowly but surely becoming one in sooth. I hope that our time here will afford you further opportunity to grow. By the way, have you not seen Momozigo? He hasn't returned since he left us earlier. I worry that he's fallen prey to evil in the course of seeking it out. We should search for him. Let us split up and ask the locals. Surely one of them has seen our friend. Oi, Bernadette! What the fuck? Hatted Lalafell, and he's a showmaster, you say? I recall the face of every adventurer who's passed my post, but I've not seen anyone fitting that description. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. Lalafell? The fellow dozing off thither is the only one I've seen. Now, is there aught else I might assist with? Helping you achieve greater intimacy with the elementals, perhaps? Forgive me my bluntness, but you're not here with an opportunity for profit. Oh, suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I did see a Lalafell much like you described. He was in the process of being taken away to the Adder's Nest, though I knew not the circumstance. Taken away by the authorities, you say? There must be an explanation. Come, we must go to the addled mess at once. We are at the addled mess.
Why yes, as a matter of fact we did apprehend a Lalafell showmaster by the name of Momozigo. He was wanted here in Gridania for embezzlement. It was no large amount of coin, to be sure, but a crime's a crime, so we took him into custody on sight. However, that custody didn't last long, for the fellow up and fled when our backs were turned. He was last seen heading into North Shroud, toward Prow Creek, Ixal held territory. We're presently deliberating whether to dispatch a search party, but in light of the risks, I fear that none will be forthcoming. If this Momozigo is your friend, perhaps you might consider searching for him yourselves. This bodes ill. Come, we must find Momozigo before he falls afoul of these icky souls. Fuck it, let's just fast travel. There he is. You good, my guy? Did he just fuck off? Hilarious, isn't it? Here I am on a heroic quest to punish criminals with you, but all this time I was a criminal myself. I was organising a concert at the amphitheatre, you see, but the songstress bailed last minute. At that time, I had a huge debt hanging over my head and no way of paying it off. So I ran off with the money I'd collected from advance ticket sales. I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyway. I'm no better than the crooks we've gone after. Will you punish me like you punished them? To betray the people's trust and steal from them is a despicable act. Such evil cannot be suffered. There, the evil in you is excised. You've committed a crime, 'tis true, but so too have you dedicated yourself to fighting it. From this moment forth do you swear to be a changed man and fight always for justice. I swear I'll never do bad things ever again. I may not be able to wield a katana, but I'll fight with you nonetheless. Not spent all of your recent earnings, I trust. You do well to return the money you took and beg forgiveness. If you apologize from the heart, I see no reason why the aggrieved would not forgive you your transgressions. So go and make amends, and let us continue our quest. We cannot well succeed without you. Thank you, Musosai. After, I'll go repay the money and apologize this instant. If Momozigo aspires to evil, he has much and more work to do. As it stands, he's reformed himself and will make no more mischief. With that, our work here is done. One fewer evils afflicts the... Ugh. That little jaunt through the forest would tax me so. There's no overcoming old age. Yet here I am, come to the other side of the world in the twilight of my years. I journeyed here to find a worthy new pupil, and find her I did. But if truth be told, I have one more objective. That is, to track down and punish a fugitive from Hingashi.
a disgraced samurai known as Kogarashi. Mark my words, he is the face of true evil, and it is my solemn charge to strike him down. I had the chance to do so before, but I failed. His strength far surpasses mine own. I could not defeat him. Forgive me, I should not burden you with this. Pray, dismiss it as but the hollow ramblings of an old man. Come, let us return to the city. Okay, so I literally speak to him right here. Right. All's forgiven, and all it took was a bit of money. I can come and go through Gridania as I please again. All debts are settled then. That's well. Oh wait, all debts are settled then. Not as well. Let us move on to wherever the wind should blow. And the wind blows, 'twould seem, to snow-capped mountains. Momozigo, pray, lead us there. Right, this way, friends. We're going to Ishgard. Where? Yeah, I can fast travel to the broom. Oh, shit. It's up in the Forgotten Night. Okay. Oops. There they are. Such a breathtaking snowscape. Though each of this land's regions may not change much with the seasons, collectively they are no less colorful than Hingashi. Now then, Momozigo and I will set to tracking down injustice in this city. In the meantime, my pupil, pray see to it that your sword arm remains warm in this frosty clime. Your aura does not lie. You've grown stronger still. Since embarking upon our journey, you have made remarkable progress. Ere long, you will be a full-fledged samurai. But on to our mission. As we scoured the snow-swept stones and pillars of this city for evil, Momozigo came across a most disturbing rumor. It's just awful after. A stage tragedy played out in real life. A young couple threw themselves off a cliff in the Western Highlands. As I hear it, the two were sweethearts from low-born families, but the girl had the ill luck of being fancied by a young nobleman. His Honfrank tried to force them apart, and he hounded them so badly that they decided to end it. 2 innocent lives lost, and why? Because some lordling had to think with his member. He must be punished, I tell you. Heart-rending as this rumor is, rumors are no basis for punishment. We must ascertain the truth of the matter. Let us begin by making inquiries of the couple in the bloom. The young couple will hurled himself off a cliff. Right tragedy, and no doubt. Seems odd they'd go all the way to the Western Islands to do it. No shortages of places to fall off from around here. It is a good point. course I heard about the poor buggers. Their luck ran out when the Honfrain took a fancy to him. He's a greedy bastard, just like his father, Lord Idranchu, and the Fury forbid you get in the way of whatever he wants. Folk are saying suicide, but I ain't convinced. Knew both of them, well I did, and they're not the sort to just give up on life, let alone each other. So a cloud of suspicion hangs over the suicide. It bears further investigation. But first things first, Momozigo has vanished yet again. Wait, let's talk it over. Help me! Momozigo, he's in trouble, come! This button is from Momozigo's garment, but he's nowhere to be seen. This bodes ill. That little fella, was he your friend? He was asking me about the suicides when some men bundled him up and carried him off. I hope he'll be alright. Seems plain there are those who take unkindly to our investigation. The time for caution is past. Let us confront this honor frond himself. He's recently sighted near the fast fiddle on the level above. Where the... Oh, the last vigil. I should have fast traveled. This is the issue with Musosai. I'm trying to translate what he's saying. And like, they're doing a good job of finding stuff that sounds like the places. But I'm not getting all of them immediately. Go away! Let me die in peace. If you wish to throw your life away, we will not stop you. But first, answer me something and clear your conscience. Our companion was seized by unknown men while investigating the recent suicides, and it seems there is more to the incident than rumors would have us to believe. Tell us, what truly happened? I tried to break him apart, that much is true, but they didn't kill themselves. I brought her to the manor late one night, and she learned things she wasn't supposed to know. Learned how my father was dealing illicitly in ferrite. I implored father to overlook it, tried to convince him that she wouldn't talk, but he refused to listen. He ordered them taken to the Western Highlands, and they were... Oh gods, I loved her, I truly did. As for your friend, I fear they mean to silence him too. At the Black Iron Bridge, like they did the others. We thank you for your honesty, and shall bother you no more. But know this, you are still young. You have all the time in the world to begin anew, to make amends, unlike this tired old man. We haven't a moment to waste. To Slack Iron Bridge. Thankfully, I can fly! So this is nice and easy. I very much so look forward to having flight in all of the Stormblood regions. Because while I don't need to do fates anymore for relics, whether that's Zodiac or Anima, the experience boosted fates in Stormblood aren't terrible, and they do still count towards like challenge logs for completing fates. So it can be not terrible experience for not a massive amount of effort. It's also not quite Shadowbringers, which starts the shared fates thing. God, that was close. Thought it was a dead Lalafell. Oh yeah, this guy looks like a cunt. Forgive me my delay. The deep snow makes you work for every step. So you're the heartless cur who stole 2 innocent young lives. It is over. Surrender yourself. Like hell's it's over. Mistake me not for one of those useless mercenaries. Not a shred of remorse. Lowlier than a mindless beast. Such evil cannot be suffered. My work here is... Musosai. I've not come this far to fall here. Worry not, my friends. 'Twas but a dizzy spell. Now then, I believe we visited all the major cities of Ear's Ear. Momozigo, must have been a fine guide and companion both. I'm grateful for your help. All that remains is to find Kogarashi and deliver unto him his reckoning. After, in the course of righting wrongs across the land, you've become a great samurai, one whose skills rival even those of Kogarashi. There's little and less left for me to teach you. I thank the Kami for blessing me with such a fine pupil. Come, my friends, let us return to the city and find a place to warm ourselves. Okay, just back to Ishgard then. No problem. Come on. I should have been able to jump down there, but alright. After thank the gods you're here. It's Musosai. He collapsed again as soon as we entered the gates. He's resting at the inn right now. But the Cherujan, he said the old man is ill. Gravely ill. He hasn't had long left. It's a wonder he could even draw his katana. All this time he's been pushing on by sheer force of will, punishing evildoers across the land, even saving my hide. What is it that drives him on? Why does he go to such lengths to find this Kogarashi character? The old man won't breathe a word on the matter. There must be some reason. If only we knew we could finish this duty in his stead. For now, there's naught to do but keep watch over him. I'll see to that, so you needn't worry. If there's a change, you'll be the first to know. And this gets us meditate. After we have a situation, Musosai's disappeared from his inn room. He's in no shape to be up and about, and he left without even taking his medicine. Weakened as he is, though, he can't have gotten far. I'd wager he's somewhere in the city still. Let's split up and look for him. I'll focus on the broom, and you St. Valeroynt's Forum. Okay. Sorry, Neff came home. Musosai is not in the area. No shit. Bye. At last, we are alone. Good, good. The remedies of this land aren't to my liking, I'm afraid. Fortunately, I brought with me potent draughts from the Far East that restores one's vigour for a time. And while its effects last, there is work I would do. As I explained to you earlier, I came to Eorzean for two purposes. The first was to find and train a worthy pupil. The second was to find and punish the fugitive Kogarashi. However, I had yet to tell you of his crime. Kogarashi's crime was to create a killer. His pupil went on a killing spree, cutting down numerous Hingan dignitaries, one after the other. In my land, the master is held accountable for the deeds of the pupil. Kogarashi's hands were deemed no less bloody than the murderer's. For his punishment, he was ordered to commit seppuku, atonement by ritual suicide. But desiring to live, Kogarashi forsook his honor and fled here, to Eorzean. That he should thrive in spite of all the deaths he has caused is an affront to the very spirit of the samurai. It is unforgivable, and he cannot go unpunished. Try as I might to render justice, as is my duty, I could not defeat him. Countless times I tried, but always I faltered. But you have grown tremendously since you first began walking our path. Strong as you have become, I am confident that you can face Kogarashi on equal standing. This is your final trial. Find Kogarashi, defeat him, and your training as a samurai shall be complete. Kogarashi makes his lair in the western highlands of Kureus, at a place called Twin Fools. Let us set off, but as you make your way, remember, it is a loathsome wretch you go to face, who places his own life before honor. Such evil cannot be suffered. So we don't get a gear set or anything for... oh, wrong way. For level 60 quest, huh? I mean, that's fine. I don't need it, but... yeah, we got armor sets in Heavensward. like, fair enough, they weren't the unique armor sets. They were just normal armor sets. But it's nice to get things. Oh. Here we are, after. Are you ready to deliver unto Kogarashi his reckoning? Such evil cannot be suffered. Then you would do well to strike me down. I am Kogarashi. Eh? Kogarashi. Wore this name once upon a time, as I wore this Jingasa. Together with my pupil I journeyed the lengths and breadth of Hingashi, hunting down evildoers. But my guidance was lacking, and ere long my pupil strayed from the path, and the rest of the tale you already know. I failed to prevent his murderous rampage, but instead of taking responsibility, I took flight. Instead of honorable death, I chose dishonorable life. Countless times I turned a blade upon myself, but always my courage faltered, and so I have lived to this day with my disgrace. Furthermore, I deceived you. I masqueraded as a protector of peace, a paragon of virtue, when I'm anything but. I spoke loftily of rendering punishment unto the wicked, when the one most deserving of it was me. My punishment is long overdue. Render it unto me, and your training shall be complete. Tis not your master who stands before you, but a great evil. Now come and take my head, else I shall take yours. Unlike before, this is no game. It ends only when one of us lies dead. Defend yourself. Oh. Oh, okay, no, he's just, his illness is fucking him up. Oh. That's different. I think this is safe. Yeah. I don't like this. Oh.
Death did not come. You may have been a bit premature there. Which is, you know, impressive that you could even get to premature at your age. Uh-oh. Never mind, I got out there. Never punished. Oh, okay, never mind, I got punished. And we killed our master. I hope that we didn't actually kill him. Well done, my pupil. You have fulfilled your duty. The final technique. You have drawn it forth. Good, good. I have served my purpose. Now end it. Give this villain his just punishment. After, oh gods, what have you done? Peace, Momozigo. It was my doing, no more than I deserved. No, stop! For the love of the 12, that's enough! Excised the evil in me, have you? Absolved me of my crimes? You've become a greater samurai than even I dared to hope. Living in shame, coming to this land. It was all worth it. The evil in me is no more. Now I may know peace in the realm yonder. No, Musosai, please don't die. You can't! My time was nigh. Better that it ended this way. Every moment of our journey I cherished. Our work here is done.
one fewer evil afflicts the realm. Thank you, old man, for everything. We'll go on one last journey together. The promised land. The promised place. Ah. Musosai bade me bury him here. We could look upon the western seas. I didn't know why at first, but now I think I do. He wanted to watch the setting sun, watch it begin its return journey to the east, to Hingashi. No doubt he wished he could do the same. He missed his homeland dearly, and to the last, the thought of his errant pupil weighed on his mind. Well, I suppose we should be going. Let's leave Musosai to rest and head back to Uldar. Oh, okay. Just fast travelled here direct. Okay. While we were on the road, the old man told me something. That before he died, he wanted to leave behind a pupil into whom he's poured all of himself. Don't think he could have found a better person. And as his final pupil, I get the sense that he's entrusted his legacy to you. So I hope that you'll keep on protecting the peace as Musosai once did, seeking out the wicked and bringing them to account. And remember, always, such evil cannot be suffered. Sweet. Sam I am. Yeah. So what the fuck does it increases your Kenki gauge? But it doesn't work when you're outside of battle. The effect ends if you do anything. Triggers the cooldown of weapon skills upon execution. Cannot be executed during the cooldown of weapon skills. Okay. So it's a GCD, not an OGCD. And it gives me Kenki gauge. But I can only use it when I'm in combat. I'm not sure. Like, I could see that being useful in building my Kenki gauge on, like, a trash mob in a dungeon before a boss fight or something like that, but it's the fact that you can't do anything whilst it's going on makes it seem a bit weird, a bit useless. You know?
Anyway, that is the samurai quests done. Let's get on to Red Mage. It's down here, right? Which I've literally just leveled up to 60 today. I think I've started to understand Red Mage a little bit, though. Which is probably good. Hiya. Ah, I see from the glint in your eye, the Soul Crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of the Red Mages. The art we practice is born of noble origin. Its balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and reclaim a future for the dispossessed. I speak of the age some 1500 years past, when the clash of two sorcerous civilizations brought about the sixth umbral calamity. Ere the great floods rose, people fled from their homes and into the mountains of Gyarabania. Even mages of Muk and Amdapor were to be found among the refugees. These wizardly practitioners became targets of retribution for the part they played in upsetting the natural balance. And soon did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. If people were to survive and rebuild following the disaster, however, they would need the power of the arcane. Thus were the principles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation an entirely new discipline was built. Red magic. But I've prattled on about the history of it for long enough. Far better that you experience red magic firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after those poor girls. And I have a feeling attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require. Before we plunge into the fray, however, there are questions I would ask. Come with me to Eastern Thanland, to the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Hey, Megawolf, how you doing? You joined right at the important bit. Red Mage. Yeah, we just finished up the Samurai 50 to 60 job quests. It's been a while since we've been here. After, there you are. I would introduce you to Father Ilwyd, but I believe the two of you are already acquainted. Zerun has told me a tale of nefarious spellcasters and their attempt to kidnap two young girls. And you wish to ask if this thaumaturgical cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults which come to mind, but I must have more detail. You say each member shared some rather unusual traits. Aye. Not one word spoken over the entire exchange, not one shift in expression when I urged them to yield. Each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo, a sigil pulsing with arcane energy. An evil practice. Such cursed sigils are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in a biddable puppet which acts in much the manner you have described. There's no salvation for such wretched creatures. Then we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray, learn what you can of this cabal and its purpose, Father. After, we have another task to attend to. Might I suggest some light stretching before you step outside? You'll soon understand why. How goes the Final Fantasy XIV? It goes pretty well. It goes pretty well. We are basically, I think, about a quarter of the way through the Ruby Sea. Well, probably not even that. We just got to the Onkoro location, the Heaven on High town. So we're not very far into Stormblood, but I wanted to get all of the Heavensward level job quests out of the way.
because we'd done it for all of the Realm Reborn and Heavensward quests where we were on top of their job quests. So it was just Samurai and Red Mage left. Did you notice we were being followed? The very cabal we were investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. I sense an ambush in the offing. Do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. This will be the first opportunity for you to test your newly acquired skills. But first, a brief lesson. A Red Mage's spells belong to two distinct schools, rooted as they are in the ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic. Through the balanced casting of both disciplines can a Red Mage build this foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward and unleash the energy thrumming within your blade, and then you leap away, returning to the first step. It is a dance, my friend. Come out, wherever you are. We have no intention of running or hiding from you. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I am not partial to violence. Is there no chance we might attempt to parley in lieu of bloodletting? How unsettling. Well, it seems you will have your battle. Remember what I've taught you. You're trying to play some Final Fantasy XIV yourself? Well, I hope that you get to play it and that you get to enjoy it. Oh wait, I was still playing like this was Samurai. Well, this seems to be going pretty well. Time to hit things with my sword. There we go. These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let us take the battle to our ambushers, shall we? Ah, but before we resume the hunt, let's be sure of your technique. As a Red Mage, you are capable of casting 2 spells in rapid succession using what is known as the dual cast effect. Intone a short spell and you'll find that a lengthy incantation can now be cast in an instant. Take advantage of this technique to bombard your foes with arcane destruction. That's what I was doing. So yeah, basically, if you use Jolt, you can then cast either the white aspect spells or the black aspect spells. They do the same damage, and at least at this point, they have no secondary effects to distinguish them. I'm not sure if they ever do. I've never really played to know if there is anything else, so... Hello.
Okay, that goes further back than I thought it did. I very rarely need to use that. Ah, an Archmagus. And this is how long the cast time is if you don't do it properly. And that's why you use Jolt. Cerberus? Damn. Hello, puppy. Is he gonna... Okay, good, he didn't. I was gonna say, is he gonna try and eat me? Well done, After. Succeeded my expectations. Or, sorry, you've exceeded my expectations. Which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages were willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. Do you see the brand on their left cheek? This is the cursed sigil which stole her will and left her vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Our ambushers were young men and women, every one. All transformed into mindless pawns by some hidden master. This master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Heed me, After. You've begun your education in red magic, but there is much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the Lich Yard. Know you the history of these graves? The church's Lich Yard is the final resting place for many victims of the 7th Umbral Calamity. Red magic was conceived to stem such tides of destruction in an age where the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst practitioners of black and white magic draw upon ambient ether, the red mage weaves her spells using only the reserves of mana with which she was born. In the era in which red magic was created, to do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the first red mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations. The mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator. An ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand that the blade we wield is not simply a weapon. It is the focus of all of our efforts to lessen strife and suffering, if I don't fuck up the word. Every generation of red mage is part of an unending battle. We are soldiers who fight for those enduring violence and subjugation. The bulwark against the unkind vagaries of fate. 20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Ala Mhigo and learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists, and together rose up against the tyranny of the mad King Theodoric. We were crushed. Of all the duelists,
Only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of imperial invaders. Even after leaving Ala Mhigo, I never ceased fighting for its liberation. When I learned of the calamity, of the threat to all the lands of Eorzean, I allied myself with the valiant scholars of Sharlayan. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland, or halt the approach of fiery disaster. Never once in all these years have I betrayed the oath the duelists swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of the magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If you would master this art, however, then my road shall become your road for the duration of your studies. I'll remain here at the church for the time being, and be a pest to the good Father Iluid until we uncover the origins of this cult. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. How fares your training, my friend? I imagine you've grown quite accustomed to the shift between spellcraft and swordplay by now. I'll continue to instruct you, but as I've said before, practical experience will serve you far better than any tiresome lecture. It is important you treat every battle as an opportunity to learn. Speaking of which, Father Iluid mentioned that he had something he wished to discuss regarding our sigil-branded ambushers. Let's head inside, shall we? I am ashamed that it did not occur to me earlier, but I recall an incident that may be connected to this dreadful cult. A merchant's son was kidnapped in Uldar some moons ago. When the merchant came to pay the ransom, however, both father and child were murdered. The perpetrators of this terrible act were never unmasked, but evidence at the scene suggests the two were slain by thaumaturgy. What is more, this merchant was a native of Ala Mhigo. Is this not also true of the father of the girls you rescued? Aye, he is Ala Mhigan born, a man by the name of Wilkin, so his wife told me. Could he have been the true target of the kidnappers? We must speak with Master Wilkin at once. There are too many similarities in these cases to ignore, and I would not put it past this cult to make a direct attempt on his life. In anticipation of such action, I inquired after Master Wilkin's trading itinerary. It seems he's presently conducting business at the Mandeville Gold Saucer, delivering stock for game prizes or some such. Very resourceful of you, Father. Thank you. Come after. The Gold Saucer awaits. This is the first time I think a job quest has taken us to the Gold Saucer. But I also haven't started the Mandevillian questline yet. I really should do that. My apologies, After. I neglected to ask if you were a patron of these halls. But we're here now. Master Wilkin is still occupied with his trade. I'm tempted to eavesdrop on his dealings to learn what manner of man we are saving. Let us play the part of happy gamblers and wander by his meeting in the Mandeville Lounge. Just look for the wonderfully hideous golden statue. You know what? I've not actually done my mini cat part yet today. Okay. Ooh. Ah. I mean, I basically can't get anything good. Yeah. All of those were going to stink. Okay, 8, 9, 3. 1. Hey. Ooh, not bad. Second highest reward I could have gotten. And there's never any guarantee that you can even get the first one. What the fuck is that even used for? Nomad's Helm of... Yeah. Useless to me. But thanks. That's at least from Stormblood, so it's thematic that we'd get it now. What is... Oh, okay, it's used for Exarchic gear. Don't really need any of that, though. And I'd rather not have it clogging anything up. Okay, Mandeville Lounge. Oh, shit. Never mind, it's fine. There's our Master Wilkin. Thank you again. We'll make the most of this gift, I promise you. Back straight and head up now, lad. Folk will become suspicious. You've done naught wrong. Besides, the coin is fair gotten and freely given. The young man he was talking to. He is known to me. One of the lads belonging to the Ala Mhigan Resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is clearly more than some simple business deal. Why waste time on suppositions when we can speak with the merchant himself, eh? Mistress After and Master Zaroon. Glad I am for this chance to thank you in person for the kindness you showed me daughters. And Father Illwood said word to expect you. He also mentioned the danger to my family is not yet past. You suspect I've been marked for assassination? Aye. Have you any idea of the why? Say, retaliation for funneling funds to the Ala Mhigan Resistance under the guise of standard business dealings? I thought as much. I recognized your client as one of the young freedom fighters I've seen in Girabania. Oh, rest assured that your secrets are safe with us. I myself have spent the better part of my life aiding the resistance. Your dealings do, however, seem to have drawn some rather unpleasant attention. Very well. You saved my children's lives, so I'll trust you with the truth. Many Ala Mhigan refugees are employed here at the Gold Saucer, in no small part due to the wishes of the establishment's owner, Lord Godbert Mandeville. Several of these employees have direct ties to the Resistance, the young man you saw being one such conduit. As to why I meet them here,
well, it's a matter of hiding the trees within the forest. There was another incident not so long ago where the son of an Ala Mhigan-born merchant was kidnapped by a cadre of mages. When the father attempted to pay the ransom, the fiends slew both parent and child. I fear this scenario was one they hoped to repeat with you. Yes, a terrible turn of events that was. I do not know the merchant personally, but I know of his efforts. He too was said to have supported the resistance with the fortune he made in Uldar. There we have our connection. They seek to eradicate resistance sympathizers. I sense the hand of the Empire behind this cabal. But the assassins themselves favour magic, so they are unlikely to be native Garleans. The puppeteer could very well be a hired killer, or mayhap a recruit from a subjugated province. We shall learn the truth in due time. For now, however, we must take steps to keep you alive. Lord Mandeville is a member of the Syndicate, and the Gold Saucer is his domain. Striking at me here would be difficult to say the least. I do, however, have pressing business to attend to in Vesper Bay in the coming days. Vesper Bay, eh? Given its peculiar approach, I can think of a dozen places from which assassins could stage an ambush. Might you entrust your safety to After and me? Together, we'll prove more than a match for any ambushers, and it would also afford us great insight into our foe. You certainly appear capable. I will gladly accept your protection. Then it's settled. Let us travel ahead to Vesper Bay and scout out the area. Works for me because I still have 2 Vesper Bay Aetherite tickets. And that's with being in Stormblood and having already completed every Zodiac relic. Good, you're here. Master Wilken has begun his overland trek from Uldar. Before he left, I asked the good merchant to discuss his travel arrangements with less than his usual discretion. Assuming the assassins have eyes and ears on their target, we can assume they will have moved to occupy the most favourable ambush sites. Now, if I were intent on murdering a lone traveller, I would choose one of 2 options. The first being the alleys here in Vesper Bay, and the second, the long, dark tunnel leading into town. I propose we split up and secure both areas. I'll take the back streets, and you can have the old mining shaft. Sweep the tunnel clean of ambushers, then meet me back here when you're sure the route is safe. Well, hiya. So this is the thing with Red Mage. You can do melee damage or physical damage, but you're much better off doing magic damage. And once you build up your gauge to at least 50, you can do an enhanced physical combo. So it's kind of like the physical attacks are really not meant to be used unless they're enhanced. Although you could use them without. It's just they're not the best. They're also not terrible as far as like attacks go. It's just You do much more damage with magic. Defeated their ambush, did you? Well done. As you can see, they had a second group waiting in the wings. Your opponents were the same mute attackers as before, yes? I pity these cursed pawns, but we cannot let mercy stay our hand. They are little different from the walking dead, and no art can restore them. I did, however, allow one to escape my blade. On purpose, of course. He seemed eager to disengage, and so I obliged.
He limped off toward the coast. With the wound I gave him, he'll not have fled far. I'll track this last assassin to his destination. Pray, remain here and greet Master Wilkin. He should be arriving through your secured tunnel any moment now. Ah, Mistress Arthur. Here I am, and with nary a scratch upon my person. My deepest thanks. You've saved my family, and for that I can never truly repay you. But I must at least try. Pray, share this gift with Master Zerun. My supplier will be waiting, so I must take my leave of you. May Nald enrich you and bless your endeavours. We've had a stroke of luck. The man I followed leapt into the sea and was fished out by others in a rowboat. I last saw them making for a merchantman anchored out in the bay. Considering the absence of fear, I must assume the one who fled had been commanded to report the outcome of the ambush. If we can identify the ship, then we'll be one step closer to unmasking this vile puppeteer. And then we can... Another token from esteemed Master Wilkin. How kind that he seeks to reward us. Ah, there's a note here as well addressed to us both. You have my eternal gratitude. Twice now has my life been saved by red mages, and twice by one in particular. Mayhap you remember the day, 20 years ago, when the Crimson Duelists fought to save the life of a child. I remember you, Master Zerun, for your scarlet garb was forever etched into my memory. 'Tis a strange feeling to be recognised for a decades-old deed. Had he not known me, would he have been so ready to place his life in our hands, I wonder? Aside from a few wrinkles, I suppose I have changed little in my appearance. I was clothed thus when we worked to evacuate our fellow Ala Mhigans, even as the homeland we knew crumbled around us. But in the end, it's the lives that matter, not the place. Regardless of the circumstances, a red mage must strive to achieve the greatest good. So I have always believed. Our actions are our own reward, but a little acknowledgement does wonders to sustain one's faith, eh? I've asked some friends of mine in the science of the Seventh Dawn to keep an eye out for that ship. We should know if the assassins seek to enter any of the major ports. Ah, my Lenosian contact. Aye, this is Zerun. They're still there. Excellent, thank you. It seems the assassin's merchantman has been spotted sailing into Aleport. Come, we've no time to lose. Aleport it is. My apologies for dragging you halfway across the realm, but I did promise you a journey. Now, as for the merchantman, I'm told it's anchored a short distance offshore. We need to know more about the connection between this ship and our foe. They may have simply paid for passage, but there's something about that vessel. I say we wander the port and see what gossip there is to be had. You have got it? You got it. The merchantman that just sailed in. Don't know buggery about it, not even the bleeding name. All I know is her crew's about as lively as a cabin full of corpses. It ain't natural. There's a rumour going around that the Yellow Jackets have taken an interest in their dealings, so I'd rather keep my distance any road. Aye, I'm finished answering your questions. Now off with you. So where? Oh. Huh? Nay me, lass. Not much to tell you about that shit. They say she's a trading vessel what brings goods from Razat Han, but her crew's a sullen lot. Asking a friendly question about what they're hauling got me naught but blank stares and silence. That ship's naught but trouble, you mark my words. I've mates what swear they've seen her pulling alongside imperial vessels. Only the god knows what's hiding in that old hers. Could be weapons, could be prisoners. Just the bleeding sight of her makes my whiskers twitch. Were you able to learn aught of interest? Strange crew? Mystery cargo? Ship's name unknown? Aye, I heard much the same. I'm beginning to think that our assassins use the vessel as a floating base, with no permanent camp on land. It would certainly be easier to avoid the attention of local forces, not to mention curious adventurers. I also spoke with an acquaintance in the Yellow Jackets, and he confirmed the ship's official status as a trader to and from Razat Han, even if rumours of her dealings with Garlean agents in open water are rife. As long as the merchantman appears to trade within the law, however, officials are reluctant to force their way on board and cause an incident. They've yet to uncover enough evidence, it seems. Well, it's a solid reason to invest. If a solid reason to investigate is lacking, mayhap we should help them find one, eh? Let's have ourselves a look in some of their crates on the docks. Just a little innocent curiosity's all. Which ones am I supposed to... Crate contains a cerulean tank of imperial design. Hiya! Default. How did your investigations fare? I found a veritable bounty of military supplies. Cerulean tanks, imperial rations, imperial insignias on everything. The authorities will be most interested to hear of this, I'll wager. What's that you have there? Well, drop one of the ship's crew members, you say? And I just so happen to have found a most inconveniently locked box. I shall go and relay our findings to the Yellow Jackets. I'm sure you'll think of some use for that key of yours. You hear a faint groan from inside. Am I too far away? There we go. What? Where am I? Was I sleeping? In a box? What an odd thing for me to do. Does a girl have a name? Arya. What? That's it? That's my name? Or is it? It's a lovely name. What's your surname, Stark? Do you think so? Then I suppose it will do for now. And what does a girl call you? I feel like this has got to be a Game of Thrones reference. After. I'll try to remember that. Thank you for letting me out. What happened here is aught amiss. This lass was inside the box. You might suspect a stowaway, but it was more likely she was kidnapped. The people who took you may be lurking nearby. We should probably put some distance. Come now, you needn't fear me so. After, please say something reassuring, would you? He's as gentle as a kitten. He is? If you say so, then I suppose it must be true. Well, you seem to have made a new friend. Let's see about arranging some lodgings for now. We can discuss where to go from there. The poor girl was asleep within moments. This entire ordeal must have left her exhausted. As for the results of our efforts with the cargo, I suggest we continue this conversation outside. I presented our findings to the Yellow Jackets. The evidence was indeed sufficiently damning to spark a full-scale investigation. Regretfully, it appears the assassins caught wind of the coming storm. A squad of soldiers was dispatched to the docks only to witness the merchantman sailing away with all hands on board. Not quite the outcome we'd hoped for, but at the very least they'll no longer find a warm welcome in Eorzean's ports. The other issue we face now is what to do with young Arya. Her breath carries a faint aroma that may account for her memory loss. I suspect she was subjected to a certain incense which, when inhaled, can cloud a person's mind. The next step was like to brand her with one of those vile sigils, in effect the permanent destruction of her free will. It was fortunate that you released her when you did. Arya remains muddled, but her condition should improve with time. And once her memories have returned, we can learn exactly who she is, and just as importantly perhaps, the circumstances which led to her capture. I've spoken with Arya, but it seems her memory has yet to return. The incense used must have been potent indeed to create such a lasting fog. If she cannot recover naturally, then we must rely on some familiar sight or event to jolt her senses back to normalcy. Might I ask that you take her out somewhere to test my theory? She seems far more comfortable around you, after all. At the very least, I would know from whence she hails. I shall call once more upon my acquaintance in the Yellow Jackets. Surely she has family who are searching for her. Wait, what the fuck do I think I'm doing? I need to go back in here and speak to her. Hiya. You have a good nap. Thank you again for letting me out of that crate. I had such a lovely sleep. That awful tiredness has left me. I still can't seem to remember anything. Outside? Well, yeah, I suppose a fresh breeze might help to blow away the cobwebs. I think I'd like to see the view from the battlement. Will you join me there? Look, isn't it beautiful? I've never seen anything so... Is this truly the first time I'm seeing this view? I try to remember, but my mind is a blank page. I can be sure of nothing. We'll just have to make you some new memories. Make new memories? Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. It's almost a gift of sorts, isn't it? Being able to enjoy things afresh. I think I'll stay up here a while longer, just to be sure I'll remember it tomorrow. Do you see that ship? How do they keep such massive things afloat? What are ships, are you? Why, yeah, I am. I think I might always have been. What an insightful question. I remember when I was a child, I would always beg my uncle to... Oh, I remember, I had an uncle. He was my only family. He tried to protect me, but... Forgive me, the exact events are still a jumble, but the memory was not a pleasant one. That day, it's all coming back in a rush. Do you think we might return to the inn? I need a moment or two. The Yellow Jackets were able to dig up a report on Arya from their records, and I hurried back to share the news. But seeing as her memory of the incident has returned, I'd rather hear the tale from the source, as it were. From what I can recall, I've always lived with my uncle. He was a kind, gentle man who would often tell me stories of my parents. I was young when they died. Too young to remember them, I think. The report mentioned that you were citizens of Limsa. Do you remember where you were when the attack came? Yes, we were on the road to somewhere. The ambushes appeared as if from thin air, and my uncle stepped forward to shield me. They killed him. What happened after that is a blur, but my memory of that moment is crystal clear. Thank you, Arya. You needn't force yourself to remember the rest. For now, we must concern ourselves with your future. It would not be charitable to send you back to town alone, especially not with significant parts of your memory still missing. Yet we cannot ask you to accompany us either. Our journey leads us on to a path to confront the very cabal whose malevolent embrace you have but recently escaped. I would go with you even so. You saved my life and helped me accept the loss of my past. If there's a chance my memories could return and lead you to these villains, then I would stay at your side. How can I refuse such passion? It seems we've adopted a new companion. The greatest challenge facing us now, however, is deciding on our next destination. The merchantman is fled, and we know not whither it is bound. Isles of Umbra. I remember they were the only words I heard them speak before I blacked out. Isles of Umbra, the master calls. These puppets do not, nay, cannot speak idly. Ready yourself. We cross to the Isles of Umbra and confront this master of theirs. You as well, Arya. We fight together. Oh, went a little too far. The Maelstrom soldiers tell of a steady stream of tight-lipped arrivals. It would seem the master gathers all the marionettes to the Isles. I armed Arya with what I had, but... I I can fight. Fight, you can barely talk, lass. Thought her afraid of the mages who took her, but nay, 'tis a thought of ghosts and ghouls which have her all a tremble. Can you blame me? The very ground here feels haunted, as if angry spirits might burst forth at any moment. Like that shadowy thing behind you. What? There's naught there, lass. Now can we get a move on? Or would you rather head back to Airport? I'm coming with you. Okay, apparently my jolt didn't get off. This does seem to be the issue with Red Mage. Is that if you're in a party and something dies, it can really fuck up your combo. Because there's no gauge to show whether or not we have dual cast active. It's just up in our buffs. So it can be a little bit difficult to know when you have it. I thought I still had dual. Okay. I think I see where we need to go. Call it a hunch. Beer Gorter. A stack marker? Really? Interesting. I know I should be using Embolden. I just forget. Yeah, let's just top ourselves off. Can you just die, please? I'm not even moving out of that. Fuck you. The hand that controls these assassins cannot be far. Let's split up and search, shall we? Yell if you run into trouble. Why do you look like a miracle user from Dark Souls 1? Delectable. Hello. Your mortal frame brims with vital energies. An irresistible feast. After, are you unharmed? Lombard? A pleasure to see you, Zerun. My, how the years have etched themselves upon your brow. This smirking bastard is Lombard. We were allies once. Ah yes, the valiant Crimson Duelists. Such fond memories. I relished their slaughter. The Duelists live on through me, traitor! Not for long, my old friend. You shall soon share their fate. After. Crude interruptions. This is not how I wish to savor your defeat. Show off. Lombard. God damn you. You knew that man? Yes. Yeah, we'll speak of this later. First, I would know where you learned to cast spells like that. I don't remember anyone teaching me. It just sort of happened? Just sort of happened. I expected you to club things with that old scepter, not fling balls of fire. Incredible. So, Arya, does this mean you've overcome your fear of the undead? What did you... Well, my friends, shall we return to Aleport? Now that we've unmasked the Cabal's master, I can tell you this much. He's not a man we wish to confront unprepared. Oh, never mind. As was apparent through our unpleasant exchange, I have a history with this master of the assassins. His name is Lombard. 20 years ago, he and I were part of the group who founded the Crimson Duelists. We studied the faded teachings passed through generations of Girabanians, and revived the art of red magic as a weapon against tyranny. But one day, Lambard simply snapped. He murdered my unsuspecting comrades and vanished into the shadows. I returned from scouting alone to discover the aftermath of the massacre. It was later that I learned his treachery had been paid for with imperial coin, but never could I find what became of the man himself. After 20 years of fruitless searching, I thought him dead. This was now become a matter of vengeance. I mean to pursue Lambard and exact a price for his betrayal, but I'll not ask you to join me in this vendetta. Worry not. Your grasp of red magic will allow you to grow without the need for a teacher. As for you, Arya, I'll arrange a suitable sanctuary. I'll not turn you out to fend for yourself. I shall treasure the time we spent together, my friends. May our paths cross again. Should we let him go off alone like that? I don't know about you, but I feel like my part in this is not over. Yes, after? Was there something else? I will go with you. This is not your battle, my friend. I will deal with Lambard alone, or die in the attempt. I can see I'm wasting my breath. You have that determined look that so impressed me the first time we met. Very well. We stand together, then. You are more comrade to me now than student. After, I welcome your sword at my side. I'm coming too. I want to help save others from this monster, just as you saved me. I want you to teach me red magic. As things stand, I'm just a burden to you. If I'm to do more than be carried along in your wake, I need my own way to make a difference. You certainly do have an aptitude for the arcane. Lambard appears to target such youths for recruitment into his puppet cabal. But after rescued you from that mindless fate, and now you would don the red to fight in our crusade? There's a sense of rightness to it, isn't there? Stand with us then, Arya. Join the ranks of the Red Mages. Damn, girl! After, Zaroon. You look splendid, but it's more than clothes which make the woman. Help me train her as I trained you. I'll pay close attention, I promise. Oh, and Arya? There'll be no more hiding behind after, is that clear? I'll try to be brave. Lambard and his puppets are acting under imperial orders. That much is certain. Ever since we thwarted their attempt on Master Wilkin, however, it would seem they've abandoned him as a target. The merchant's life is not worth all the assassins we cost them, I'd wager. But it will only be a matter of time before the Cabal is given new prey to hunt. I've called in a favour with a friend to investigate possible targets, and he's agreed to meet us at Hawker's Round in Limsa Laminta. Oh, no. Misclicked. There we go. This fine gentleman here is Riol, former member of the Company of Heroes. He's been helping us with our investigations since before we left for Ailport. Ah, the two of you have met, I take it. It's good to see you, Riol. Good to see you too, lass. Mr. Redbritches here didn't mention you was on the road together. Anyhow, let's get straight to business. I did some digging into that floating fortress of your cabal. The merchantman dabbles in a bit of trading to keep up the charade, so I started paying attention to where the goods ended up. And I think you'll find Lambert gets his orders from the imperial base in northern Fanland, Castrum Meridianum. That's your best bet, I reckon. You're a treasure, Riol. I'll pass on any new information we manage to uncover. For the now, though, consider that favour repaid in full. After, Arya, to the drowning wench. It's going to be best if I just fast travel from here. Right, we have our destination, so let's discuss the objective. We need to storm Castrum Meridianum and locate documentation on Lambard's next target. Poor choice of words, perhaps. To clarify, one of us will provide a diversion, while the other two slip inside and rifle through desks until we find what we're looking for. Better? After, you'll be our decoy. Draw away as many of their sentries as you can, and buy us the time we need. Arya, we will run you through some practice exercises. I see you've been honing your skills on various beasts, but this will be your first battle against thinking opponents, yes? Very well. Make your preparations, my friend. We meet at Rauban's Push. To northern Thanalan it is. I'm just blending in with my sky armor, don't worry. Right, just as we planned. Do your best to become the center of its imperial attention. Arya, you're with me. Once inside, we'll split up to hasten our search, so steel yourself for run-ins with patrols. I hope I'm ready for this. Just keep your head, and you'll be fine. You've not quite reached After's level of skill, but your offensive magics are, to be quite honest, terrifyingly powerful. Your restorative arts, on the other hand, well, let me just say that the scales swing both ways. Now that I think on it, Elise lacked balance in much the same manner. Must be something in the blood. But rarely have I met such an extreme case as you. Not to worry, we'll work on your weaker aspects until you find an equilibrium. Such is the key to excelling in red magic. Now, let us set to work. Head around to the front of the base and make a nuisance of yourself. With the growth you've shown, I'm certain you can handle whatever those Imperials throw at you. We'll be sneaking in from the backside while you hold their attention. Please try not to fight all of them at once.
Oh, I was doing the wrong... I was, again, defaulting to samurai. Of course, this isn't synced at all, so... These guys die pretty easy. Because I'm using the best level 60 weapon that you can buy. Yeah, I don't care. You're dying. So what happens if you don't build your gauges in balance is it gets harder to build whatever it is that you have less of. So right now I'm aspected to dark magics, black magics. It doesn't do anything to like power up my dark magic. It just means that I need to cast more white magic in order to build my gauge up. You don't do things by halves, do you, my friend? I could hear the commotion from the other side of the wall. Our foes were so focused on your battle, I dare say we could have walked out with an entire shelf of records. As things stand, however, we contented ourselves with the knowledge of Lambard's forthcoming operations. There's much to discuss. I suggest we withdraw to the cerulean plant that we might converse in relative safety. But it would seem the experience has taken its toll on poor Arya. Are you able to walk, my dear? See, the colours return to your cheeks, Arya. Do you feel any better? Much better, thank you. I may have been pushing too hard to perfect my white magics. From what I witnessed, I'd say you have much work yet ahead of you. Still struggling, eh? I'm trying my best. Let us return to the subject at hand, shall we? We uncovered documents detailing the Empire's employment of the Cabal, and it is much as we surmised. The Cabal's assassins spirit away youths with arcane aptitude, much like our Arya here, and deliver them to Lambard for branding. Once the cursed sigil has destroyed their wills, he fills their empty minds with lethal thaumaturgy and conditions them to follow his every command. It seems, however, that the formation of the Cabal itself was a relatively recent development. Lambard received imperial orders to organize his puppets into an expendable force, a fearless, unswervingly loyal cult of his assassins that could strike against resistance supporters in lands beyond the Empire's reach. This plan, as well as Lambard's involvement, was proposed by the Crown Prince Zenos, heir apparent to the Emperor. Even within the Imperial legions, this man has a reputation for cold brutality. Aside from his mastery of red magic, Lambard is well versed in ancient spells and rituals. Doubtless, this knowledge, coupled with his singular lack of moral character, did much to curry the favour of a monster such as Zenos. And now we come to the Cabal's next assignment. I could scarce believe my own eyes, even as I read the details of the operation. Lambard's next target is the Garlean Ironworks. Aye, the company of engineers founded by the great Cid Garland. As a sanctuary for imperial defectors, the Ironworks has long drawn the ire of the Empire. And if that wasn't reason enough, the company's also begun sharing engineering secrets with the Ala Mhigan Resistance. To my knowledge, this will be the
highest profile enemy the Cabal has ever been deployed against. But the operation will not target Sid himself. They have a far more effective method in mind. The plan is to assassinate Garlean's senior staff, and the name at the top of their list was Jesse, his deputy president. Sid's ideas cannot be brought to fruition without a talented team of engineers, and the organization itself will grind to a halt without Jesse's expertise. Her loss would be a dark day for Eorzean indeed. I've communicated the details of the planned assassination to the Ironworks. Unlike Master Wilkins' case, however, Lambard has been ordered to succeed at any cost. He'll keep sending his killers until the deed is done, or we put a stop to his cabal for good. And that means bringing down Lambard himself. After, Arya, I'll need your aid. Sharpen your swords and ready your spells, for we're going to war. And this will give us Manification, which basically lets you do the powered up combo without needing to build your gauge. Lambard will be preparing to move on the Garlean Ironworks. According to the plans we viewed, they know that Jesse is scheduled to accompany a delivery to the Ala Mhigan Resistance. The ambush itself will be sprung on the outskirts of Revenant's Toll, as she makes her way to a waiting airship. It should be a simple matter for us to lie in wait in Mordona and take the ambushers and Lambard by surprise. Our success will, of course, hinge upon Jesse's cooperation, and I've arranged to meet her to hammer out the finer details. Pray, travel ahead to Revenant's Toll, and we'll find you on the terrace above Rowena's House of Splendors. Sorry, were you looking for me? I just felt more comfortable waiting in the corner. Oh, Zaroon and Jesse are here. Hiya. Right, I've heard all about this big plan to murder me. I'm surprised no one's tried it before, considering how the company starts to fall apart the very instant I leave the room. Anyway, I understand that you and Miss Bunn here are in charge of keeping me alive while I make my merry way to the airship. Is that correct? Lambard's been instructed to bring his entire cabal to bear on this operation. As long as they've no hint that we're onto their plan, then we stand a chance of wiping out the lot of them. I only wish we could manage it without exposing you to danger. Maybe we could, if I pretended to be Jesse. Dress you up as the deputy president. That's actually a rather clever idea. Let's get the girl a costume then. I'm not afraid to act as bait, but when push comes to shove, I'll only be in your way. We'll need to do something about that hair. There we go. From a distance, no one will be able to tell the difference. It's just, up close, you're a bit short. Can we stretch you out by a fulm or so? Stretch me out? I'm only pulling your leg, lass. I appreciate what you're doing for me. If you're ever in need of a favor, I'll be happy to pay you back in kind. The Ironworks airship will soon arrive at the cliffside outside town. Ari will make for the vessel while pretending to be Jessie, and you, after, will act as her bodyguard. We still have little time until the airship is scheduled to depart. Make whatever preparations you need, then meet me by the Aetheryte. Let's do it. The time has come. The Ironwork airship make ready to depart, and our battle with the traitorous Lambard fast approaches. There is, however, one thing I have never been able to reconcile. Why did Lambard sell his soul to the Empire? He was the duelist's most brilliant scholar, and not the kind of man who would betray his homeland for vulgar coin. I was baffled when I heard the Empire had bought his loyalty. But no matter his reasons, the crime he committed was unforgivable, and we shall bring him to justice. Let us see the deed done, my friends. To the southeast gate! This is it, Arya. Take the path toward North Silvertier and keep up the pretense as best you can. The airship's waiting near the Keeper of the Lake, but we can be sure the assassins will make their move before you arrive. After, it'll be up to you to protect Jessie on the road. Rather than let them flank us, I'll intercept the large group meant to fall upon you from the south. You continue to surprise me with the potency of your offensive magics, Arya. With the progress you've shown, I have little doubt you could hold your own against one or two of these mindless assassins. I must ask that you do not engage in combat, unless absolutely necessary. The goal is to lure Lambard himself into the fray, and our charade must be convincing. Arthur should be more than a match for his puppet underlings. I have no doubt of that. Right then, off I go. Guess we're not the only one. I'm a bit confused what that samurai was doing. They were very kindly helping us. That was some battle. Are you ready to continue on? I'll go ahead, as before. You make it look so easy. Hello? Yes, Arthur has defeated every ambush so far. Very good. I've just finished mopping up the flanking group and will take up position near the airship. We continue with the charade for now. Make to board the airship as planned. After and I'll conceal ourselves nearby until Lambard makes his move. He should have few of his puppets left and will be forced to take action directly. That's when we strike. Together. Did you hear all that, After? Let's keep moving then.
Let's do this.
I mean, at least he's dressed them nicely. What have we here? An imposter? It would seem I've fallen victim to a child's ploy. Your cabal is in ruins, Lambard. And this time you'll face the consequences of your crimes. But first, I must know. Why did you turn coat for the Empire, after all we had achieved together? Still the same simple Zaroon. Same tireless or tiresome idealism. Your point? How many lives did we save, you and I? And what did that truly accomplish? The ancient art of red magic is capable of so much more. A red mage restricts the source of his mana, but accelerates the effect of his spells via the medium of his own physical form. And what would befall such a mage who then attempted the same techniques while channeling the vast ethereal energies of nature? A fool's endeavor. The wielder would be consumed. Just so. And there we see the true potential of the art. Imagine the incredible powers we could unleash, were we not caged within these prisons of flesh. It was in the wisdom of the ancients that I discovered the means to transcend our limits, a method to transform one's vessel and command even grander magics. The price to be paid, however, was a costly one. Restructuring my body required years upon years spent in arcane slumber. Was it worth it to surrender that which makes you mortal? I freed myself from my chains. I now command energies greater than any found in the black, or the white, or the red. The Crimson Duelists were merely my first step toward greatness. Noble sacrifices for a greater cause. You damnable fiend! Okay. My art is unfettered by weak-minded taboos. You cannot best me with your feeble red magics. Never once did I lose a duel to you. This day will be no different. You always were the better fighter. I barely succeeded in giving you a scratch. But a single scratch is all I need. You see, as a consequence of my transformation, my strength lies not in harming your body, but in draining your spirit. Once I have wounded you, your life force belongs to me. You... Zaroon, no! Well, well. You yet draw breath, but not for long. I shall send you to Thal's realm with the answer to your question. My reason for joining the Empire. My new form allows me to wield spells of a magnitude denied to ordinary mortals. but I must feed. If I fail to consume sufficient life energies, then I am afflicted with a terrible hunger. My work as an assassin provides me with fresh prey and an ideal environment within which to pursue my research. I'm eternally grateful to Zenos for his rare and generous understanding. You speak of achievements, but the constraints of red magic offered naught but frustration. And now, after 2 decades of futile resistance, is your struggle finally over? My friends, you must flee. This is far from over. Students of red magic, are you? Come then, show me how you resist the advent of your own destruction. Oh, she's here. Oh, shit. 'Cause she died? Okay. So I do actually have to worry about keeping her alive. Alright, let's take out... both of these guys real quick. There we go, that will go a long way to helping her survive. Shit. This actually has mechanics, and I can't dodge that. Okay. What the fuck's with the fire?
That's what the fuck's with the fire. Okay, just make sure that you stay here. Do not leave this area that I have carved out for us. Good girl. Can you please die? There we go. Yeah, that actually required a bit of effort. It wasn't just a cakewalk. My comrades. You are champions of the red. Zerun, you mustn't try to move. I'm not dead yet, lass. It was nice that you thought to avenge me. What a miserable pair we make. The last of the Crimson Duelists, staining the ground scarlet with our blood. Not even claim this final vengeance as mine. That honor goes to my students. But there lies the difference between you and me, Lambert. Your puppets follow your commands without questions, but they'll not carry on your legacy after you're gone. Is that what 20 years of struggle has taught you? I admit the sense of justice with which you infect others has delivered you victory. On this day, at least. But the fates are known for their spiteful twists of fortune. Take this aria of yours. I'm fine. It was a trying battle is all. Will this be the injustice which breaks you? A pity I will miss your suffering. Lambard knew something, and it seemed to amuse him. Are you truly all right? I feel much recovered, honestly. We should return to Revenant's Toll. Still an effort to remain upright. I believe I'll live. Seeing how you countered the technique which felled me was a proud moment indeed. You and Arya make a fine team. I expect the Deputy President will be along shortly. You have my thanks. Had you not uncovered this plot, I would almost certainly be dead by now. It's quite a sobering thought. 'Tis Arthur and Arya who'd most deserve your gratitude. I was busy bleeding to death while the two of them vanquished the assassin's masters.
Is that so? Well then, feel free to send the bill for any expenses incurred on this operation to Sid himself. With Lambard's death, so too will his cabal of assassins cease to plague us. For much of my life I have lived with failure. The loss of my homeland, my inability to help prevent the calamity. But I chose to fight on in the face of these defeats. It's taken 2 decades to right the wrongs of my past. Yet finally have I managed a tangible victory for my home and for Eorzean. You've made this possible. Thank you, my students, my comrades. And there we go. Now, that has taken a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm thinking maybe I should call it here for today, and then we can focus on the MSQ for the stream tomorrow, because I can, before we start that, they're not great. I have better gloves for casting when it comes to glam, at least. But yeah, I think I might do that so that we can have a proper go at it, because I'll probably, I might be able to get to the first Allied Society village, but I don't think I'd activate them as an Allied Society yet. So there isn't much point in doing that today as opposed to tomorrow. So yeah, I think I'll use the rest of tonight to try and level Red Mage a bit more. And if I can as well, do the light grinding for my Black Mage Anima Relic so that we can get that finished off. But yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the Stormblood MSQ, because we'll be entirely up to date with job quests for everyone and everything. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully catch you tomorrow. Have a good one.